question. The member from Elgin Middlesex London.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, my question is to the Premier. Premier, our province has pledged to receive 10,000 Syrian refugees by the end of this year. And when they arrive, they deserve the same high quality of health care that every Ontarian expects. But as you know, there are over...
Thank you. Please finish.
Thank you, Speaker. But you know, there's over 800,000 Ontarians without a family doctor, and at the same time, this government has cut over 50 residency spots. We will need each and every one of our doctors to help. Mr. Speaker, will the government reverse their decision to cut residency positions?
Well, Mr. Speaker, I'm very surprised that the member opposite is asking this question in this particular way, given that his leader.
It goes both ways. Any comment from here on in is not acceptable. Please finish.
And that his leader was part of a government that cut the health care services for refugees, Mr. Speaker. Our government subsequently picked up those costs, Mr. Speaker. We paid for those costs for refugees, and now the newly elected Liberal government is going to reverse that decision of the Conservatives, Mr. Speaker. Reinstate those supports for refugees, Mr. Speaker. I am thrilled that in our meetings yesterday in Ottawa, it was clear that the supports that used to be in place that were cut by the Conservative government are going to be reinstated for refugees.
Thank you, Speaker. Back to the Premier. Based on the UN High Commission for Refugees, Syrians could be expected to present with communicable diseases, pregnancy, chronic diseases, and mental health problems. Relationships with medical associations will be critical in meeting the health requirements for provision of primary care. This province's doctors and nurses will be at the forefront of helping these new Ontarians settle, while at the same time this government will slash the doctors and nurses' fees. Mr. Speaker, will this government stop their attack on doctors, and will they help them treat the new Syrians in our province?
Well, Mr. Speaker, let me just begin by saying that I am so proud of this province and I am proud of this country, Mr. Speaker, for opening our doors and being clear that we will take our responsibility seriously to help out in this humanitarian crisis, Mr. Speaker. And if the member opposite is saying that our doctors are not going to work with the refugees because they're not being paid enough, Mr. Speaker, I really think that that is a shameful, shameful position to take, and that is not what I know of Ontario doctors, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Speaker. Speaker, back to the Premier. Mr. Speaker, this government capped physician services to 1.25% increase in the budget when the natural growth is 2.5%. And that's mainly due to the 140,000 new patients every year in the baby boom population that's aging. This budget did not provide for such a sudden increase in residents. Mr. Speaker, the Syrian refugees deserve the same health care as Ontarians. Will the government penalize the doctors wanting to help the Syrian refugees if the budget cap they set is exceeded?
Mr. Speaker, again, I know the Minister of Health and Long-Term Care is just urging. He wants to answer this question so badly, but I really need to take you on, I need to take the member on, Mr. Speaker, because the reality is we're opening our doors to 10,000 refugees, Mr. Speaker. We are doing our part as Ontarians. It's our moral responsibility, Mr. Speaker. I'm proud of our country. I'm proud of the new Liberal government that is restoring the refugee health services that were cut by the previous Conservative government, Mr. Speaker. And if I have enormous faith in the health professionals in this province that they will step up, Mr. Speaker, that they will be caring for the refugees who come here as they have in the past, Mr. Speaker. That is my understanding of who Ontario doctors are, Mr. Speaker.